What I believe is stigma is other people don't accept you and you being marginalized and isolated, like you are outcast, your own community or your loved one even, and that's what I believe, something you're not equal.
Stigma has affected me in many different ways, especially for our community, because I think in our community, firstly, mental health is not an issue. I should say that many think it doesn't even exist.
I just kind of brushed it off, thinking it's going to get better. And people said that it's going to get better. It's your first child. That's what happens. It's hard to connect. So I just kept thinking to myself, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. I'm the Iron Lady, and I'm not supposed to feel depression. I'm not supposed to have these kind of issues. But I still kept struggling. I still didn't feel that connection. I didn't go to find help. I didn't ask anybody for help. I didn't talk to anybody else outside because I had that fear in me that if I go to the doctors or if I go to anybody for help, they're going to call social services and they're going to take my kids away.
Stigma is discrimination and ignorance within the Asian community of my family and friends and relatives, and I feel it's lack of education and it makes you feel worse than you already are, as when you're suffering from mental health illness, you're already socially isolated, and your closest and nearest and dearest are supposed to help you and support you and make you feel better, but they make you feel worse because they made me feel like I'm condemned and that I should just snap out of my illness, and I couldn't because I was poorly.
Because I've been brought up in India up to 13 years old. As being mental health, I didn't know nothing about it. When I experienced my own mental health, I ended up in a hospital. I felt something wrong with me, and that was my own stigma.
In Asian communities, we do have this stigma of mental health. So that has obviously affected me even because I can't even speak my mind out or my feelings. And that can have an impact on anyone. But because of these reasons, people don't speak out. And because many don't speak out, those who speak out, they are labeled that, oh, I don't know what she's talking about, or how can that be? We went through it as mums or as sisters or as wives, so they can go through this even. It made me feel really lonely because when you see these things around you, then it kind of discourages you to speak up about your feelings. And then the main thing is being judgmental. Even if you speak to someone, they start judging you. Or is she not happy in her life? Or is she not happy with her partner? Or is she not happy with the in-laws? And all those things stop you a lot.
I just went into deeper and deeper isolation, and to the point where I didn't have anything, to do with anybody. So I just totally cut off from all of my family.
So for years, I stigmatised myself because I had this mask of I'm happy, I'm the amazing Sabika who's had, this beautiful son, but inside I felt that pain and confusion, and I felt like I couldn't breathe. I couldn't breathe in my own body, but I was made to believe that I have to just carry on.
I didn't stay unwell out of choice. I wanted to get better. I wanted to carry on living my life and, engaging with my son and doing all the things I used to. But they just make me feel worse.
I felt worthless and I was depressed, all those things. And even people in my own community, my mom didn't understand me. So that was like a double punch to me. I'm already down and out on the floor. Instead of me giving me a hand to lift me up, to put me on a dry land, it's just punching in your guts. And that was a very bad moment for me. Yeah.
You're already suffering with an illness, and then you have to suffer with all the the stigma and discrimination within your family. You have a lot to contend with, and dealing with all that is really difficult.
It's been a long struggle to deal with my own stigma. It's like people say, you're your own worst enemy, and that is literally what I was. So, yeah, that's the stigma that I felt. It was self-stigma.
When I had my first child, I went through the baby blues. Now, I did not know what baby blues was. It was just that because I was attending classes before my baby, I knew that something like baby blues could happen. If I did not know what it was, I would have just carried on. And we need to talk about it a lot to women, plus their partners and their families even, because I could have the awareness, but if my partner and my in-laws and my family is not on the same wavelength, that will make no difference.
Understand and learn, and that is just another illness. It's not a bad illness. It's just an illness people suffer with, and to be understanding about it.
I think with mental health patient, they're not looking you to find someone to give you things. They just want to listen, validate. I know it's like one person peer support asked me. I just try to listen. Don't find a solution. They need to be heard. I can hear you. I can see you are in the pain. I can see you are suffering, but I can feel it in my heart. My heart is breaking, and that's all I can do. Listen to people, non-judgmental, and instead of a solution, so I don't find solution. If I can listen to it, that's the best thing.
In my situation, all anybody really wants is a chat and a cup of tea. And those are just simple things that people want, need, but, nobody seems to have time to do simple things like that. They come and visit you, but you end up making them the cup of tea.
Because women are such a main driving force of the family, they need to be looked after. And if they are looked after, then the whole family, the whole house is looked after well.
Education would be the biggest thing, and to talk about the issues, bring them to the surface, and that makes people realise it's not something that you shove under the carpet.
So I did reach out to some people, and I think for them, they did the best they could. For me now, what I say to other people now that I've had those lived experiences, I say, just listen and ask them, are you okay? And then ask them again, are you okay? And then ask them again, are you okay? Because more often than not, people just say, I'm fine. And that is what I did for years. So it is saying, what can we do to help? Because when you ask somebody who has a mental health problem, what can we do to help? They know what help they need. They find it out themselves.
Only advice I give is show compassion, kindness to yourself, embrace every emotion, don't run away for it. Embrace him like you're embracing your child, like your mother does to your child, or you love your partner. You gotta love every part of yourself and comfort that part, honor that part. You are whole person, nothing is missing in you. There's nothing wrong with you. If society is judging you, nothing is wrong with you. And that's the power through love, loving every part of it. You are infinite. There's nothing wrong with you. And there's a help is about.
Back in November 2019, that's when I reached my exploding point. And that's when I had signed up to a self-help session. And I connected a lot with the guy was saying, and it's at that point that I reached out to a coach. And for me, that coach has been absolutely amazing. And the key point why it's amazing is because I had that person there to listen to what I had to say. It's been a blessing because other people who are out there who I could have approached or who I have approached, they haven't known what to do. So having that person there to just listen and to, tease out of me what could I do to help myself was really, really encouraging.
The only thing I can say, growing up in this country, believing I could not love anyone, as I never felt in my own childhood, I never felt that love. I didn't know what was love. And the paramount for me is by loving yourself and loving your loved one. And that's, with my grandchildren, I got another bite. By loving, I heal, and that is the best thing for me. When you seek something, love, and the love will seek you, and that's what I believe in, yeah.
I'm now a champion for the Time to Change campaign, and as a campaign, we aim to end stigma and discrimination across all communities. My involvement is to encourage women who are experiencing stigma and discrimination against their mental health to come forward and to ask for that support. And this is what I'm so passionate about.